Well, our heroes got awfully close to the missing bank money last time. Close, but not near enough, for Boris Badenov, disguised as a lady moose, made off with a satchel full of swag, leaving our two heroes with an identical valise containing 3 pairs of socks and a peanut butter sandwich.
Well, I only got one thing to say.
What's that?
Halfies on the sandwich.
Little did our friends know that as they munched the sandwich, they were the target of 3 pairs of sinister eyes belonging to the light-fingered 5-2.
Is that the satchel tree thinger?
Yeah, but where's the double-crossing baby face?
These guys must have knocked him off.
Well, let's swipe the suitcase and then blast him.
How about blasting them first and then swiping the suitcase?
Meanwhile, babyface Braunschweiger, alias Boris Badenov, had reached the Frostbite Falls Railroad Station.
Quick, what time leaves the next train for Skinneapolis?
He should be along about 1:30.
Good, I'll wait.
You want to buy a ticket?
You sell it, kiddo, and I'll pay for it with this.
Of course. Here you are.
Just a minute, chum. You forgot to give me mine change.
And under the menace of Boris's weapon, the clerk had to hand over the entire receipts for the day.
Not bad. Here's a tip for crooks and bandits everywhere. Next time, try the train.
Meanwhile, a short distance away, the 3 hoodlums were creeping nearer and nearer our friends.
That was mighty tasty, Rocky. Any seconds on the peanut butter sandwiches?
I don't think so, but let's look.
And Rocky opened the straw valise.
Nothing left but 3 pairs of socks, Bullwinkle.
I'd rather have a sandwich.
Well, let's get back to town, Bullwinkle.
You see that slug? The money's gone.
Yeah, that means Babyface has pulled a triple cross.
Well, do I blast them?
Of course not. They don't have the money.
I could use a pair of socks.
Never mind. We gotta find Babyface.
But back at the train station, Babyface was gazing up the track, waiting for the next train out of town.
I thought you said train was due 5:30.
Jeez.
4:30 or 5:05?
1st October.
October? Raskolnikov.
But it'll be right on time, give or take a week.
A week? Oh, boy. I could run to Skinneapolis quicker than that.
And grabbing his suitcase full of loot, Boris started off down the tracks. But in a moment, he had spotted something that brought him to a halt. For there on the siding was a small handcar. In a few seconds, Boris was pumping the handcar toward the big city and safety.
Yeah, he sort of do-it-myself railroad.
Little did he know that just ahead was a grade crossing where Rocky and Bullwinkle were just preparing to pass over the tracks.
Just a second, Rocky.
What is it, Bullwinkle?
Can't be too careful crossing railroad tracks, you know. You always stop, look, and listen.
Bullwinkle, are you all right?
I'm not making book on it, but I think so.
Yes, Bullwinkle's mighty frame had survived the impact. Not so the handcar.
Gee, Bullwinkle, it's a total loss.
And here's the fella that was on it.
It's that gangster. He's unconscious.
You know, I'll bet his first words when he comes to will be, "Where am I?"
How come?
That's what I always say.
But just then, Boris's eyes opened and he said,
Stick him up.
Well, that's different, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, but it's not much of an improvement.
But we haven't done anything, Mr.
Braunschweiger, Babyface Braunschweiger.
Haven't we met before, Mr. Babyface?
Have we met before? Oh, boy. But we're not going to meet again.
How can you be sure? It's such a small world.
Yeah, but you won't be in it.
well, is Boris really going to finish off our heroes? And if so, what will happen to our show? Be with us next time for Boris Badenov and his friends.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Again?
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Tuning up your instrument, son?
Huh? Oh, hi, Pop. I didn't see you standing there.
Yeah, so I noticed you're supposed to be practicing, aren't you?
Oh, gee, Dad. Shooting arrows is much more fun. Besides, I can't play this thing.
You could if you practiced. Remember, practice makes perfect. Which reminds me of a fable.
Everything reminds you of a fable, doesn't it, Pop?
Well, almost everything. This fable is called The Canary and the Musical Hares. Rabbits are very talented people, especially two rabbits who were musicians. Year after year, they toured the forest, delighting the citizens with their virtuosity.
Well, Johann, what'll we start off with today?
How about Beethoven's 46th?
Beethoven never wrote a 46th.
Does it matter?
No, it didn't matter, for you see, those two rabbits had stumbled upon a great idea. Although they went through the motions of playing, not a sound did they produce. This, of course, fascinated the audience. They came from far and wide to stare in wonder at the silent orchestra.
Johann, you were flat in the introduction.
I know, it's my E string. Too much resin.
The close of the performance never failed to bring a rousing tribute from the onlookers, along with a monetary appreciation.
Hey, keep your eyes open for an Indian head nickel. I'm saving them.
Okay, you keep your eyes open for a nickel-headed Indian. I am saving them.
As usual, the tour was a magnificent success. In forest after forest, it was the same old story, standing room only. And then the trouble began. The boys were halfway through Gershwin's Rhapsody in Brown when suddenly, out of nowhere, a canary appeared on the stage and began to sing. The hares were shocked, and so was the audience. Somehow or other, didn't seem right to hear music coming from the stage.
Kick! Shoot him!
What with, my cello?
And it was too late anyway. One by one, the audience wandered off, and the concert was a resounding flop.
Well, thanks a lot, Canary. I guess you know you just ruined our performance.
Yeah, what's the big idea?
I want to sing with your band.
What? We don't have no use for singers.
Yeah, go see Lawrence Elk or somebody.
And with that, the two hares packed their instruments and departed for the site of their next concert. Ah, but that canary was not to be denied.
It's him again.
Quick, hit him in the head with some birdseed before the audience walks out on us again.
Yeah, but unfortunately they had no birdseed and no audience.
Nice going, Canary. You did it again.
Yeah, I got a good mind.
I'm sorry, fellas, but I just gotta sing. And with your band.
Well, I guess we got no alternative but to hire you.
What?
Come on, let's get some sleep.
Ludwig, the trombone-playing hare, had a devilish plan in mind.
Johann. What? Now's our chance to get rid of the canary. Take this rocket, tie it to his foot, and light it.
You better do that, Ludwig. I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
It's easy. Look, this is my foot, right?
Yeah.
And this is the rocket, right?
Yeah.
You tie the rocket to the foot like this, right?
Yeah.
Then you light it.
The foot?
The rocket.
You mean like this?
Yeah. Psst. Johann. Psst. Yeah.
Look, we got to give that bird the air.
Sure, what do you got in mind?
Well, if you'll notice, we are standing on a cliff. Directly below us stands the canary. Now, you go down and engage him in conversation. While you are so engaged, I will drop this boulder on him.
It was a splendid plan. Unfortunately, 5 minutes later...
Well, did I get him?
Nine, he got tired of talking to me and wandered off.
Where's the rock?
What rock?
The rock I pushed off the cliff.
You didn't push any rock off the cliff.
I did too.
You didn't.
I did.
Didn't.
Did.
It was obvious that the canary would always be an integral part of the group. It was also obvious that another failure was imminent. Ah, but fate was kind, though, for out of nowhere a sudden cloudburst appeared, deluging musicians, audience, and canary alike. And just as suddenly, the cloudburst departed, leaving a mighty soaked concert. It also left something else, a case of laryngitis with the canary. Yes, sir, no matter how hard he tried to sing, the poor bird couldn't utter a note. The hares were back in business again. What's more, before every appearance, they sprinkled their vocalist with a generous supply of water, thus ensuring laryngitis and a silent concert. And that's why I always say practice makes perfect.
I don't think that moral fits, Pop.
You don't, eh?
No, I got a better one. A bird in the band is worth two in the bush.
Let's shoot some arrows, son.
Well, in their efforts to return the stolen money to the Farmers and Swineherds National Bank, our heroes have run across an unexpected development, or rather, it ran across them. The man on the handcar was, of course, Boris Badenov, alias Babyface Braunschweiger, who was escaping with the satchel full of loot.
You busybodies have busied your last body.
Things looked bad for our friends till a voice spoke up behind Boris.
All right, Babyface, drop the gat.
It's my gang.
Right, Babyface, till I think at 5 minus 2.
You wouldn't be taking a little run-out powder, would you, boss?
Okay, babyface, up my valise.
Look, let's split the swag right down the middle, huh? Even Steven, 80-20.
But when Boris opened the satchel, the thugs seemed disappointed in the contents.
You can have my share, Babyface.
I can?
Sure, what's one sock, more or less?
A sock?
Sure enough, all there was inside the valise were 3 pairs of socks.
Some no good has switched suitcases on me.
But who?
Who else? Them.
Them who?
Those them who, boy, they're gone.
Yes, our quick-witted heroes had switched suitcases, vanished from the scene, and at that moment were zooming toward town on Boris's own handcar.
Faster, Bullwinkle. We gotta get this money back to the bank.
Of course, Babyface and his gang weren't idle. They steered their Stearns Knight Roadster onto the tracks and took off after the fleeing handcar. But the thieves had reckoned without Bullwinkle's reserves of mighty moose muscle. With a final burst of speed, he reached the station, went right through it, left the railroad tracks, and crashed directly into the wall of the Farmers and Swineherds Bank.
Well, we made it, Rocky.
I'm not so sure, Bullwinkle. Look there.
Sure enough, the hands of a nearby clock pointed to exactly 3 p.m.
Uh-oh.
Hey, let us in, Mr. Friendly.
Sorry, Rocky, it's after 3, bank's closed.
But we got this money.
No deposits after 3 o'clock.
But it's your money.
Banking hours start at 10 tomorrow.
I always wondered why banks were called institutions. Now I know.
Now we gotta figure out how to get rid of this money, Bullwinkle.
Funny, I never had this trouble before.
Hey, let's take it to the sheriff's office. Maybe he can help.
But Rocky was doomed to disappointment.
So we thought you might keep this money in a nice safe cell.
Sorry, boys. I can't arrest a satchel full of money. I just arrest people.
Yeah.
Of course, I could arrest one of you, and if you just happen to have a satchel with you.
Swell. Go ahead.
No, first you have to do something wrong.
Wrong? Sir, you are speaking of a couple of genuine TV-type heroes.
Can't do anything wrong, eh?
It's in our contract.
But at that moment, the handle of the worrisome suitcase broke and it fell on Bullwinkle's foot.
That does it.
And in a twinkling, Bullwinkle found himself and the money safely behind bars in a basement cell.
How come? How come?
Disturbing the peace?
Whose?
Mine.
Oh.
Good work, Bullwinkle.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank my sensitive type Tootsie.
Little did our friends know that just outside the barred window, that arch-fiend Boris Badenov had overheard everything.
Well, gang, is only one way to get money.
Don't tell me we gotta...
Exactly. We're going to break into jail.
Into jail. Are you out of your mind, babyface?
Leave us not defy against nature, boss.
Besides, how do we do it?
Easy. I got plan right here.
Well, that's a plan for breaking out of jail.
Of course. We just follow plan backward.
But what do we do about the moose?
In a word, gentlemen,
And the villains prepared to carry out their nefarious scheme. Oh, this bodes no good for our friends. This bodes ill for the bank, too. It bodes...
Hey, you!
Yes?
Sit down, you rocking the boat.
Be with us next time for Bars of Steel or The Hard Sell.
And now, for all you travelers of the open road, here's Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, carefree adventure lovers. Today, let's examine the most economical form of transportation, hitchhiking. First, we need 2 important ingredients, a road and a thumb. Then, stepping 18 inches onto the pavement itself, the hitchhiker smiles broadly at the hitchhikee, or driver, and immediately jumps to... Which brings us to the problem of overconfident. You must look modest but helpful.
Hey, Moose.
You see?
You got a match?
Why, of course, kindly sir. Say, you wouldn't happen to be going to... Which brings us to the Petroleus Neglecticus method, or out-of-gas look. If you hold an empty gas can, the motorist naturally assumes you need a ride to the next station. Of course, you must exert extreme care with the gas can, because you could...
Hey, Moose, thanks for match.
It may become necessary to trick the motorist into giving you a ride. By creating the impression of a railroad crossing, you make the motorist stop. Then all you have to do is... Oh, no. I'll stand over here where it's safe until he comes to a complete stop.
Gee, Mr. Know-It-All, you didn't do so well. Think you'll ever get a ride?
Of course. There's one important little element I left out that makes it absolutely certain I'll get a ride.
You're right, Bullwinkle. One little element.
Yep. It's illegal.
Canada at the close of the 19th century. The Mounties, undaunted, continue their pursuit of the most wanted man in Canada, Snidely Whiplash. And his most eager pursuer was Acting Corporal Dudley Do-Right.
Stop, Snidely Whiplash, in the name of the law! Oh, shucks, I wasn't that good.
Of course you were. Can't you hear that applause? Now get out there and take another bow. You two there. What a team, what a team. What do you call your team?
Well, I'm Dudley Do-Right, and this here is Snidely Whiplash.
Do-Right and Whiplash, only terrific. What a team. When you said stop in the name of the law, I thought I'd die laughing.
I just think those things up off the top of my head.
Oh, we've got to have you act in this shop.
We'll accept on one condition.
What's that?
That I get top billing. Not Do-Right and Whiplash, but Whiplash and Do-Right.
I always knew you were a villain, Whiplash, but I never thought you were a ham.
I never thought you were a ham, funny. Well, is it all right with you?
Well, I suppose so, the big ham. Anything for the theater.
Okay, be back at 8 sharp for the evening performance.
And a little while later at Mountie headquarters.
So that's the way it is, Inspector Fenwick. I'll have to resign from the force. It's the footlights for me. From now on, I'm in showbiz.
Dudley, think it over. The theater isn't the life for you. Living out of a trunk, eating in cheap restaurants, and teamed up with, of all people, Snidely Whiplash.
The boy's got talent, Inspector.
Bah.
I'm sorry, sir. The theater's in my blood. I must leave you now for... Ta-da! The show must go on.
And at the same time in Whiplash's hideout.
You in show business? Oh, come on, Whiplash.
You don't understand, Homer. They gave me top billing.
Yeah, but you're not...
Besides, this gives me an opportunity to get rid of Dudley Do-Right once and for all.
How's that, Snidely?
Come to the performance and you'll see. Which reminds me, I must be going for... Ta-da! The show must go on.
What a ham.
Nell Fenwick happened to be strolling by the theater that night and...
One ticket, please.
Oh, Mr. Do-Right.
Yes, Mr. Whiplash?
You have a complexion just like a peach.
I have a complexion just like a peach. How's that, Mr. Whiplash?
It's all pink and fuzzy. Oh, Mr. Do-Right.
Yes, Mrs. Whipsmash?
When does July come before June? In the dictionary.
Snidely Whiplash is making a laughing stock out of you. Come back with me to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
What? And give up show business?
Yay! That's just the thing this act needs. Class. Did you rehearse that bit?
Why, no. I mean...
A method actress, huh? Know what I'm going to do with you? I'm going to put you in the act. Whiplash, Do-Right, and... what's your name, baby?
Fenwick.
Fenwick. Whiplash, Do-Right, and Fenwick.
I'll do it on one condition.
Anything.
I get top billing.
Oh, gee, now.
Fenwick, Whiplash, and Do-Right. Songs, dancing, and funny business. Funny business, all right. To think that the name Fenwick would be degraded, dragged into the mud. Well, I shall put a stop to it.
Oh, Mr. Do-Right.
Yes, Miss Fenwick?
Why does a fireman wear red suspenders?
You have me there, Miss Fenwick. Why does a fireman wear red suspenders?
To hold his pants up. Caught you, Snidely Whiplash.
Curses! Foiled again.
Oh, Nell, little Nell, how could you? I mean, you are a Fenwick after all. Going into show business.
Oh, yes, but, Father, don't you see? It was just a trick. And now...
Ta-da!
I have captured arch-villain Snidely Whiplash for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Hey! That's what the act needs. A fat man.
Really? Was I really good?
Only terrific.
Well, I did do a little acting in high school. I remember I was second lead in the desert song. Want on to be my own.
But, Father, I have caught arch-villain Snidely Whiplash.
Stop trying to upstage me, girl. Can't you see this is my big chance at last? Want on to be my own.
Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Oh, Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Oh, that's shortening, Mama.
Believe it or not, it all started with a newspaper publicity stunt. The Frostbite Falls Picayune Intelligence buried $1 million in Confederate money and offered a prize to the person who could find it. The town was soon full of holes, one of which was dug right under the town bank by Babyface Braunschweiger and his gang. When they escaped with their stolen loot, Rocky and Bullwinkle tracked them down and got it back. Now Bullwinkle is sitting in a basement cell in the sheriff's station, waiting for the bank to open. Outside, Babyface,
or as we know him, Boris Badenov,
is planning to break into the jail and get the loot back again.
But that's a plan for breaking out of jail, Babyface.
Of course, we just follow plan backward.
Well, it like.
You seen one jailbreak, you seen them all. First, we crashed through gate in East Wall. Come on.
But Boris's brilliant plan failed in just one detail. There was no gate in the East Wall.
I got better idea. We get sheriff to invite us into jail.
Invite us? How?
Easy. All we got to do is get arrested.
Of course.
You done it again, Chief.
Now, here is plan. We find policeman A. Then Spike, you break street light, B. Three Finger, you take big stick and hit little old lady C. And Slug, you draw mustache on picture of pretty girl D.
And what do you do, Babyface?
Shoot slingshot at policeman A. Then we're all arrested and wind up in jail next to suitcase money. Okay?
Babyface, you're a cotton-picking jewel.
You said it, kiddo. Now everybody ready?
Right.
You bet.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And Boris let fly with a slingshot at policeman A. Unfortunately, he missed and hit Spike, whose rock then flew past streetlight B and struck Three Finger in the head. As a result, he missed the little old lady C and clotted Slug, who dropped his chalk before defacing the pretty girl D. The effect on Boris was immediate. He fainted.
Now, that's the way I like to see things. Nice and quiet.
But the wily villain couldn't be kept down for long.
You bet. Now I start from bottom up.
And furiously began to dig a tunnel under the jailhouse wall. Meanwhile, in his small cell in the basement, Bullwinkle was sitting on the suitcase full of cash, while Rocky stood guard right outside.
I'd just like to see anybody get this money now.
Yeah.
It's as safe as if it was in the Bank of Oop.
The Bank of Hope? Where's that, What happened, Bullwinkle?
Must be termites, Rock.
They'd have to be awful big ones.
They are. One of them's trying to grab the suitcase away from me.
Well, hang on, Bullwinkle. I'll bring the sheriff.
Yeah.
But as you can guess, it wasn't termites under the floor at all, but that arch-fiend Boris Badenov.
Give me that suitcase.
Uh-oh, a talking termite.
Let go of suitcase, you big boob.
In dialect yet. Let go yourself, you thieving scoundrelly insect.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Let go.
Never.
Then I must resort to secret weapon number 237.
What's that?
This.
And Boris produced a large feather and began to tickle Bullwinkle's feet.
Stop it! Stop it! Oh, no! Stop!
Drop suitcase.
I'll die first.
Then you'll die laughing. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh, no!
And at last, weakened by laughter, Bullwinkle's grip loosened and Boris dashed off with a suitcase full of stolen money. Will Boris escape with his ill-gotten gains? We'll find out in our next laugh-filled episode.
Who's tickling you?
A Subway finish or an underground round?